Hello and welcome. I'm Matthew from Rosie and Rosie, investment property specialist, helping you invest in property with confidence. I'm just recording this video today to give you a bit of an update on the market. It's currently the 12th of August 2022. We've just seen several consecutive interest rate or cash rate increases from the Reserve Bank, and that has flowed on to variable rate interest rate increases as well. We've seen some extraordinary inflation figures and fuel prices over the last few weeks and months, and we've got the traditional winter market back, which used to be a thing prior to COVID, where the market would cool somewhat during the winter months. We're noticing that days on market has increased slightly. Auction volumes have dropped a little bit, auction clearance rates have dropped a little bit, none of which is unusual for a winter market, but it's a bit hard to separate that from the other stuff that's going on and to really know whether it's just the winter market or whether we are at the peak of the market and about to experience our slowdown or downturn. Interest rates going up has an effect on people's serviceability from the bank's perspective. So where they might have been able to borrow $600,000 a year ago, they might only be able to borrow $550,000 or $500,000 now, which means their borrowing capacity is much lower. So you could expect that would have an effect on property prices as there is a ceiling on what people are able to borrow. And those, what I call lockdown deposits, the money that was saved during our COVID lockdown restrictions, we weren't able to travel or go to the office or go out for dinner. A lot of people enjoyed some healthy savings during that period, which boosted their deposit and therefore boosted their borrowing capacity, and probably was a contributing factor to property prices increasing like they have over the last couple of years. That, and obviously a lot of interstate interest from buyers, people returning to South Australia from overseas or interstate, or just people who are priced out of the interstate markets wanting to buy property and seeing Adelaide as an attractive market. So really with serviceability factors, borrowing capacity being limited, deposits having been dwindled, I think we can expect to see a bit of a slowing of growth in the market. But that's not to say that the fundamentals aren't still very good for property investors or people who aspire to property investment. I think we're still seeing extremely tight vacancy rates in the rental market. Most places are renting after one open inspection, and we're still getting good rent increases for our landlords. We're also seeing new arrivals continuing to come to Australia, spending their first few weeks or months in short-term Airbnb accommodation, but then looking for that longer-term rental, which is adding to the pressure of supply on houses for renters, which we're hearing about a lot in the news recently. And those new arrivals will continue to come because the job prospects here are good, and essentially they need somewhere to live. So as long as those borders remain open, I think we can see that interest in rentals continuing for some time. So I know there's a lot of people who are currently building houses, and that's another story with delays in construction. But even when those properties come onto the market, I think they will trickle on, and at some stage they will provide a little bit more supply in the rental market as those people move into the homes that they've been building. But I think generally the outlook for the market is good, although we are experiencing the typical winter market, and we may experience a bit of a slowdown in the bigger cycle. Long term though, I think the prospects are still good for investing in property. If you have a property that you want to rent out, please do get in touch. We'd love to help you with that. We have a growing database of tenants who are looking for places at the moment. Or if you'd like to invest in the current market, do reach out as well, and we'd love to help you along with that journey too. But in the meantime, I hope you're well, and if I don't see you soon, have a great weekend. I'm Matthew from Rosie and Rosie, invest in property with confidence.